and jiving to the moon. I love being a coon, shucking and jiving to the moon. I heard that these niggas never learn, so I jump ship just to let him burn. I drive a delay from the coon. Say what wrong with garbage gone. Shucking and jiving on the righteous edge, on the righteous edge. Shucking and jiving on the righteous edge, on the righteous edge. Live it up on the edge, on the righteous edge. Live it up on the edge, on the righteous edge. I love being a coon, shucking and jiving to the moon. I love being a coon, shucking and jiving to the moon. I love being a coon, shucking and jiving to the moon. I love being a coon, shucking and jiving to the moon. I've learned that these niggas never learn, so I'll jump ship just to let him burn. I drive a delay from the coon. Shucking and jiving on the righteous edge, on the righteous edge. Shucking and jiving on the righteous edge, on the righteous edge. Living up on the edge, on the righteous edge. Living up on the edge, on the righteous edge.
I love that song. I love it. Oh, man. And for those who don't know, COON, cultivating our own narratives. They meant it for evil, but I meant it for good. And I'm Jack Bravo, back with you at the Righteous Edge. I want to talk to you guys about something that's very important. First of all, I want to say apologies for not having a show last time. We had some internet issues because of the weather where I live. So, because of that, I'm going to do an extra special show for you guys tonight for whoever listens. And even if somebody sees it late, I want you to be able to take the knowledge that I'm putting down, because I do a lot of research. And what I like to do is sometimes Christians look at things that are happening in society and they know they're evil, but they don't know why they're evil. They can't put their finger on it, and they can't say this is evil and here's the biblical foundation for why it's evil. They see these things happening and they say, man, look at these young idiots acting a fool. But then they don't really analyze why they're doing that, where that's coming from, what is society pushing them to be. Because if God wants you to be one thing, the satanic powers of this world want you to be another. And how do they do that? Because the Bible says, how can a young man cleanse his ways? By taking heed according to your word. Well, how do you, as a young man, go the other way? There's a million different ways to get the wrong answer. Only one right way to get the right answer. One of the million different ways that people get the wrong answer is by following what's popular. Well, what's popular, you may ask? Jack Bravo, can you tell us what's been popular? Well, all you got to do is go on YouTube, go on TikTok, go on X, and scroll. Especially if you're a young man. Who's the most popular characters? You got this Kai Cenat guy. You got various other streamers. He was the biggest for a long time. People are fighting for the #1 spot. And so you get all these streamers. It used to be, and this is a cultural shift that's happened. Streamers didn't used to be as popular as they currently are. What is a streamer? It's just somebody doing what I'm doing right now, getting on the internet. Usually it'll start by playing video games or having friends over, doing goofy stuff. Over the past few years, they've been doing pranks. They've been going live while they're walking out on the streets. Everybody has seen clips of these idiots going out on the street, making a fool of themselves, eating at different restaurants, causing problems. Sometimes getting into fights. Some play video games, and every one of them is not bad. So you got people like what is it, Asmongold? He's not that bad. He plays video games, he discusses video games, and then there's a couple others that just do nerd stuff. That's cool. Be a nerd, you know? But then what's been become popular is just acting a complete donkey and getting clicks, whether it be negative or positive. You got this guy named Jack Dorothy. Dorothy, whatever his name is. And all he does, his whole personality is I'm just an a-hole. I go around, I start fights with people bigger than me because I have a 10-man security group following me around. You got this guy named Clavicular, who I think in his realm, let me word this correctly. For what he does, the Looks Maxing group, he's knowledgeable about what he does. But what he's encouraging young men to be and do is insanity. You know, taking a hammer to your own face to build up the structure so that you look better, getting plastic surgery, wearing makeup as a man just to get, a 0.01% looks maxing value for it to go up. Things like that. Everybody's seen these young kids. And the thing about it is, I've been analyzing what is Satan doing to push young men to a certain direction. And these streamers, they all have some things in common. And I've just been analyzing it. It's not difficult to look at. It's almost like they follow the same playbook. They follow the same playbook. And what I want to do is, what does the Bible say? Because we're going to analyze, we're going to look at a lot of videos today and analyze what these streamers are pushing young men to be. Because make no mistake about it, when people have a following, they're leading by example. Young boys want to be these young men. I think for the next show, we're going to go over Clavicular and how I believe his existence, not this show, but the next show, how his existence is just a manifestation of the final results of when you push feminism to a society. And I'm going to explain why. Some people would think, oh, he's the result of the manosphere. No, I think he's the perfect example of what happens when you push feminism to a society, because he's a very attractive young man, no homo. And he goes around and he simply, now don't let me get ahead of myself. Just know that he takes advantage of the fact that he's in the top 1% of good looking young men. We'll leave it at that because I don't want to get ahead of myself. What I will say is, when you get to these other young men, they have a different playbook they play by that's somewhat similar. Well, let's look at some things. How society manipulates young men to be weak losers by using male streamers. Joshua 1:9. Joshua, one of my favorite people in the Bible, favorite biblical leaders. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be frightened and do not be dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. Ask yourself, is the world encouraging young men to be courageous? Is it really? Is it encouraging them to have bravery? Is that something you see? To stand against the crowd, to do what you know is right, to have character and integrity. Is that what's being pushed in society? Let's just read some definitions here. What is courage? It's an adjective that describes someone or something possessing, showing, or characterized by courage. I hate when they use a word to describe the word, so we're going to continue. The mental or moral strength to face danger, difficulty, fear, pain, opposition, or uncertainty without flinching or backing down. Having or displaying bravery, able to confront and deal with challenging, risky, or frightening situations. It often involves acting despite your fear, not necessarily the absence of fear, preserving through adversity, persevering through adversity, and making bold choices for what is right or necessary. When you go along with the crowd all your life, when you look and you say, I'm going to do what everybody else is doing, that's out of fear. When you can't stand on your own feet, when you give in to whatever your flesh desires instead of doing what you know is right, that's not bravery, that's not courage. Let me see this. Hold on, I got to send this out real quick. And it's one of those things where it's like you won't necessarily notice it because they'll confuse. A lot of people will confuse courage with going out and doing something crazy. No, you're doing that to get attention, and they wouldn't do that if thousands and sometimes millions of people wouldn't encourage them to do that by clicking on it and say, "Wow, look at this guy, he's so crazy." Yeah, that's not courage. You're getting a reward for that. Let's look at Titus 2 6 through 7. Likewise, urge younger men to be self controlled. Show yourself in all respects to be a model of good works. And in your teaching, show integrity and dignity. Self controlled. Do we see these popular streamers encourage self control? And let's just be for real. Why are streamers important? They have surpassed rappers. They have surpassed movie stars. Matter of fact, the culture has shifted to such an extent that movie stars and rappers need help from streamers to sell their product. You got a new movie coming out? You go to a streamer because streamers get more views than the movie stars would if they went live. Streamers get more people watching than the rappers did if they were to turn on a live. So now if you got an album coming out as a rapper, you go and you get on a streamer's channel. That was unheard of before. Is built up in platforms like Twitch and YouTube even. And you see these people have this channel with millions and millions of followers. And now the culture has shifted where they are the movie stars. They are the superstars. Back to what we was talking about before, integrity. I like to define words because oftentimes people say things and they don't know what they mean. Integrity refers to the quality of being honest, whole, and consistent, adhering to strong moral and ethical principles, even when no one is watching. It comes from a Latin root, integer, which means whole or complete. So, as a person of integrity, has undivided character, no hypocrisy, no hidden flaws, and no compromises to what is right. Key aspects: firm adherence to moral values and trustfulness. Here's the thing: is that what you see? these young people are taught. We're going to go over videos and show you that it's not. They're pushing these people. They're uplifting, whether you want to call it Hollywood or the people in power or whoever's behind entertainment. Who's giving these $1 million deals? Kai Cenat made like $60 million. And if I'm not mistaken, it was like for 1 year of streaming. 60 million. And then he retired. Who's giving that money? What groups of people are sponsoring him? And I'm not saying he's doing evil, but you have to know there is a push behind this content. And it's a push for young men. They're looking and they're seeing, hey, this guy can appeal to young men. What are the messages we want them to push? Because make no mistake, when they push something outside the message, them sponsors go away really quick. They've had several drama situations where somebody has said something on stream that was outside of the parameters and they got shut down so quick and the money started drying up and it's like, oh, we can't say that no more. Who's behind that? If you have the eyes and the ears of the young men of our generation, you have a lot of power. Dignity. Dignity is the inherent worth, honor, or value that makes a person deserving of respect, both self respect and respect from others. It involves carrying oneself with seriousness, poise, nobility, and reflecting a sense of elevated character or propriety. This is something we have lost in our culture, especially Black culture. Having a dignified character, holding yourself up with some sense of respect. Whoa. Do we even know what that means anymore? I don't even think we know the weight of that word. Self respect and involves carrying oneself with seriousness and poise. That's like when you look at an old man and you see the way he dresses and you see the way he carries himself, you don't go up to him and just try to joke with him. You're supposed to have respect. Like, hey, that's an old man. We don't use profanity around him. We don't hold ourselves when we like when you see an older woman, you open the door for her. Dignity and respect. You have a way of carrying yourself that requires other to respect you when you come around. We've lost that. Now the young generation feels like they don't have to respect anybody. They only respect popularity. Not even money so much, because money oftentimes comes from popularity. Clout is what they call it. If you got 10 million followers, people will start to listen to you. If you get a bunch of likes on Instagram, people will start to listen to you. They don't even care if you're stupid or not. Look at the Haktua girl. Look at her. I mean, don't really look at her because she's starting her OnlyFans now, so she's a degenerate just like the other girls. But if you really think about it, what made her worthy of a podcast? She said a stupid joke, got millions of followers in some ways overnight, and now people want to hear what she has to say because she has clout. That's how dumb this generation is. That's how dumb they are. It's in total insanity if you think about it. The Haktua girl who probably don't have the IQ of a brick or a walnut, and not a shined walnut either, a regular crusty walnut. She doesn't have the IQ of a flea, and yet she got millions and millions of deals. She got her own podcast. Now it all flopped because after a while, even a dumb person can see that another person is dumb and you don't want to listen to them. But after a while, you're like, yo, the generation that care about this clout, man, they really care. Like it's almost insane. They really care. It means a lot to them, more than money does. So, all right. Who is this young man? This young Black man right here, light skinned black. Playboy Max. So is something you're going to see here that a lot of young people display. And it has to do with the things we listed before: dignity, respect, integrity. They don't have it. And when it comes to having any self respect or telling yourself to have any self control, what do these young people like Playboy Max do? They simp for women. They are sex crazed. They don't know how to say no. They don't hold themselves with any respect. They're trash human beings that encourage other people to be trash. And I'm going to show you how. And you can think, oh, he can't be that bad. I'm sure he's not. Look at what they stand for and look what they do. And this is what they're showing the young men. Playboy Max and multiple female guests and influencers. Twitch streamer Playboy Max, real name Maxwell, has shared multiple instances of feeling used by female guests on streams. Why is this important? Why? Because they have no integrity and no self-control. They bring women on that they know will entice their young audience. How many times do they bring these women on and the caption is, so-and-so brought so-and-so on and all they started doing was twerking and showing cake. If you don't know anything about the slang, showing cake is just showing your butt cheeks. So-and-so shows, I don't even click these videos because I already know what they're trying to do. You're enticing young men who follow you because you were maybe good at NBA 2K. And now you got all these followers and you're doing what? You have no integrity, no character. You're getting them to look at these young OnlyFans girls that they continue to bring on stream. And because of that, they're in a lot of situations where they're with females. And they're teaching young men who are often fatherless how to operate with women. They look at Playboy Max because you got to remember, these young kids, whether they're 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, they're watching him. They're watching Playboy Max. Make no mistake about it. You ask an 8-year-old, 9-year-old who Playboy Max is, they would know before I would. And so they look at him and they see him interacting with these girls. And sometimes this is the first time they see a sexy, good-looking, attractive with female, and they see him interact. And they're like, oh, so that's how men and women interact. What do you think? They're reading a book about it? No, they're watching him. So look at what's going on here. He has shared multiple instances of feeling used by female guests on his streams. In one case, in October 2024, he discovered a woman he'd featured multiple times was secretly planning her own subathon and streaming career using ideas from his content. This is important because this happens all the time. Treating him as a stepping stone, which is all they are to these women, without credit or collaboration. Duh. When you bring on women who have terrible integrity, terrible character, all they do and all they live by is the rule of you misuse men and take advantage of men for money, use my sexuality for money. You think they're going to treat you any different? Why would you expect them to have any integrity when you don't? And this is a show on the men today because we can talk about OnlyFans whores and prostitutes. And yes, they are. And yes, they are. Double. They're whores and they're prostitutes. So when you got those type of women around you and so you surround yourself with them, why would you expect them to treat you any different than any other John that pays for their OnlyFans? They're not going to. You're a stepping stone to these people. And when you do that, you want to do what you want to do on your live, that's fine. But when you convince other children, when you convince the young men watching this that this is how you should operate, because you're going to see in the videos, they are such a simp for these women. You have no idea. And they get so obsessed. Oh man, dude, she got a big old booty, man. Dude, I can't wait to see her. Can you just throw some cake? Can you give me oral pleasure? That's what they do. Oh man, dude, I can't believe her, dude. She's throwing cake, man. It's crazy, man. Did you see that, man? Oh my gosh. Can I get chat? Did you see that, chat? That's what these losers do. And you wonder why these girls got big heads. because they act like that. They bring the girls on for that reason. And then they convince these other young men that this is how that you're supposed to act around women, especially loose women that deserve no respect. Let's look at this. Hold on.
Yeah, I'm cool.
We gonna switch here.
Yeah, I'm cool, bro. I'm cool, bro. Nah, man, niggas just ran up motherfucking 100,000 on me. Shit, she searching on Max Vibes. She said Story Wars. What the fuck? What the fuck is that? Subathon segment ideas. Subathon ideas. Goddamn, bitch. She jumping straight to a subathon. Mind you, she has never come to me with no ideas. Who are those for? Who are those for? Nah, this is crazy. I mean, fuck it, bro. You feel me? Yeah, I'm cool, bro.
Now let me explain what's going on.
Man,
because he's talking in African American vernacular. So those might not comprehend what he's trying to articulate. Need me to break this down. A woman came on his show and she stole all his ideas and used them as her own. Now she's getting hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of his content without using him. She came on, stole his ideas. Do I feel sorry for him? No. That's what happened when you have prostitutes and whores on. But he like, yo, man, I can't believe that, man. That's crazy, man. I can't believe she did that, man. She stole my ideas. I'm cool on that, bro. I'm cool on that. Okay, well, what did you learn, young man? What did you learn? Because you thought you was going to have these young women on. It's so cool to hang around the whores and the prostitutes until they make a prostitute out of you. Let's continue looking at what's going on here. Let's look at how how else this young man gets treated.
Yo, what's it called?
This is important. And I want y'all to see that this is what typical streams are like.
I gotta go. What's it called? Can I have some time with Lana real quick?
Yes.
You're wild.
So
You're wild.
you couldn't see that, but he walks in the room. He has all these OnlyFans thoughts on his show. And this is what they typically do, knowing that little kids are watching, knowing that their average viewer is a certain age. And what does she do? She lifts up her shirt, exposing herself to him out of camera shot. For those who did not see, you won't see anything inappropriate.
I gotta go. What's it called?
She can't
Can I
wait
have some time with Lana real quick?
to do that, to get a reaction.
Yes.
You're wild.
And that's cute to her. That's something, you're wowling. Now, what should the reaction be as a young man? Say you had a stream and you invited some friends over, not some OnlyFans thoughts as you expect to be whores, but some friends over, and you know you got young people watching, and a girl does this. You would, if you had any integrity, you would kick her out immediately, and you would also go to your fans and be like, listen, this is not something that I want to promote. I don't know where this girl came from. I don't know what she's doing. I didn't even know she had OnlyFans, but she in here trying to flash people her small, non-existent breast. And she thinks that that's going to get her some OnlyFans attention. That's why they do it. This is why they come on these streams. This is why they act the way they act, because young men are watching and they want to siphon some views off of them. That's why they're doing what they do. And you got these young men like Playboy Max. They know what these girls do. They know they get more views. They know that these girls are going to do something ratchet when they get on video, and they still bring them on. They have, dude, they're not, it's no mistake. Sometimes people like Neon, who we're going to discuss later, even have a full-on script, like a reality TV show of what's going to go down. They've talked about this. Plenty of people have talked about this. They know these girls is going to act ratchet on their stream, and yet they still have them on because it gets the views, because they know young men are horny and are going to watch it, and they play this game of, oh, I can get away with this, but I can't get away with that, because they know if they show any ounce of nudity to the screen, to the viewer, they're going to get their stuff taken down. So they play this game of getting as close to the line as they possibly can, and make no mistake, they bring these girls on to do that. This is not some, oh, I didn't know that was going to happen. Yeah, you did. You knew when you brought in these whores, they was going to be whoring around. Come on now. And I have to hold these men accountable. We hold women accountable all the time now on this channel, nowhere else. But on this channel, we hold women accountable. We call them out for their bad behavior. But you know what? With you guys like Playboy Max over here, we got to hold him accountable too. He keep bringing these whores back on stream. And then when they do that, oh man, you wildin'. You knew what she was going to do. And you know young men are watching. Let's not play games. I know how the game go. You can trick these other young men. Oh, that's crazy. No, it ain't crazy. It's what you wanted to happen. So people can clip it like they did. And you can get more views like you did. This is a game to these people. And they know people are watching. They know the young people are in the palm of their hand, and they continue to do it. Hold on one sec. Pull this up. Trying to see if I can get my comments up if I... Oh, there we go. So, let's look at this. I don't know why it's doing that. Close some of this other stuff. So let's see if I can get my video up. Maybe it's a button that's being pressed or something that's not working. Anyways, we'll get that working in a second. But this one, I gotta play this. I gotta get this right because it's a perfect lesson in this stuff. Let me see. This one that ain't what I'm looking at. All right, for some reason it ain't working. Let me try it again. I'll try it on a different. I'll try it different. Okay, good. All right. Let's get this one up. And I'm going to have to play it from a specific time. All right, pay attention, y'all.
Over the past year or so, it's very likely that you've at least seen Connie in some of their content.
Connie, please get out your head, please. Next step, though, please, please.
It was very obvious.
I want y'all to watch that again. So this is what he's doing with his young girls who come on the stream.
Get out your head, please.
Let me rewind it.
Consistently stream with a female streamer that goes by the name of Connie Rosie. I believe that's how you say it. And if you've watched Playboy Max or really any of the FaZe guys over the past year or so, it's very likely that you've at least seen Connie in some of their content.
Connie, please get out your head, please. Next step, though, please, please.
This is funny to them. So let's just break down what's going on. He's on a stream with this popular female, and he's begging her for sexual access. He's begging her that she would perform sexual acts on him. He's begging. I mean, and you could say, oh, it's a joke, it's a game. The young people think this type of behavior is funny. To even carry yourself like that as a man, they think that's funny. This is totally cool with them for a man to be bowing down before a woman and saying, please let me get some head. Please, please, please. What does that teach young men? This is what life is all about. That you should treat a woman. This is the most important thing. Look at how I'm bowing down and begging her because hedonism and pleasure is my number one goal. And even if I got to degrade myself and disrespect myself, I'm going to display that in front of everyone for the world to see in order to get a small amount of pleasure. The woman and the pleasure she gives you becomes your God. Please, please, please. I don't really think that's cool. How is that cool? It didn't used to be cool to to be like this. I don't know what these dudes is drinking, but that's not how I grew up. I grew up on po pimping and all that, but I don't know. These young dudes is different. And look at her face. She's disgusted by this young man.
It was very obvious during a lot of these interactions with Max and Connie that Max was trying to get up in them walls.
Need some head, bro. Yeah, I was
watching.
Yeah, I was trying to go to this resort in Cancun. Y'all trying to go with me?
So first he said, "Oh man, I need some head, bro." So he's talking about his sexual desires and putting them right out there. No tact. Everything is vulgar. Everything is sexual. And then what does he do? He starts simping. Like big time. I'm about to go to Cancun. Anybody want to go? This is what they want young men to be like. You can't get sexual access from a woman, start offering her thousands and thousands of dollars, trips, money, gifts. That's what you do to get young women to like you. Instead of, listen, I'm going to pursue my purpose, be myself, have self-respect. And if you don't like me, get out of my way. That's what I teach young men. If you got a girl and she don't like you, tell her to stop wasting your time and being in your circle. Get her out of the way while you pursue your purpose. Follow God. Don't follow these women. But this young man says, man, I need some head, bro. I just can't live without it, bro. I need it, man. I can't go without it. Man, that's crazy, man. That's all they say. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. You know what? It's crazy you on the stream with me. No vocabulary, no ability to articulate themselves. Just dumb sexuality all in your face over and over and over again.
No. Your ass is not going to Cancun.
Oh my gosh, that ass.
Look at this too. This is another thing I want you to notice. This man is the most popular streamer of the three. These two are probably OnlyFans girls. I don't know, but they look like it. So they are using and getting clout from him, but look how they treat him with little respect. They look at him. They look down on him. Yeah, you ain't going nowhere. Basically, they talk down on you. He doesn't have any integrity. He can't command the room. Look at how they treat him. That's what they want you to be as a man. If you want sexual access, you better offer a Cancun trip because they don't like you for your character.
Accent.
But here's the thing. Connie had a boyfriend this entire time. In fact, I believe up to this point, she had been with her boyfriend since high school. So at least a couple of years. And even though
this is disgusting because when you really think about it, he's doing that to a girl he knows has a boyfriend, and he doesn't care. Now, it's two different types of disrespect in this situation. And it's very important to understand. She should never be on a stream with some dude talking sexually like that when she got a man. Let's keep it real. You should never, as a woman, be on a stream talking with some dude who's like, man, I need some head. Anybody want to go to Cancun? Some dude talks like that, and you're on stream and you got a boyfriend. What type of disrespect do you got for this man? You don't respect that man that you with. That's one. Two, to know a girl has a boyfriend. I don't care if you're streaming and you putting on a show and you being a character. That's not the way a man with integrity would carry himself. And you can say, I don't care because I'm doing what I want to do. That's why you a loser, and that's why you got to offer Cancun trips, and I don't. You're a loser. And these loser type this is what young men are becoming. Tell me when you listen to him talk, and he's a little bit older. He's like in his 30s acting like this. But when you listen to him talk, do you not hear the voice of all young men of this generation? Loser talk.
Connie knew that Max was trying to tap, she would continue to make content with him. Even after Max would post the videos of them together on stream and title them something crazy. Like when he titled the video, Max put both of his hoes in the same call. And
look at that. So not only is he clearly disrespecting her and her relationship, she's disrespecting her and her relationship because she's allowing it, and he continues to play this sexual game. And all of these people are into this stuff. They all do this stuff. Just a week ago, they had a bunch of drama about some lifter guy and his girlfriend and somebody trying to hit on the girlfriend, but he brought his girlfriend to a party with all these degenerates that he know that's what they do. I don't got no respect for any of them.
Obviously, as you can see right there by the thumbnail, Connie is one of them. It was very obvious from the start that Connie had absolutely zero respect for her relationship and was more than willing to let Max do and say crazy things as long as she was getting a little bit of clout off of it. And instead of Connie's boyfriend doing what he probably should have and left the relationship, they would stay together. And Max and
look at this simp. So that's another side of simpery right here. The simpologist over here who you let your girl go on a stream like that for clout because she can get clout off Playboy Max. And then she does disrespectful stuff by allowing herself to be pursued over and over again by strange men, and you stay with her. Don't be fooled. Young men see that and they say, oh, well, you know, I should just trust my girl. If I trust my girl, if you could take her, then she wasn't my girl in the first place. So therefore, I should allow my girl to be in compromising situations if I'm a real man. That's what these young idiots really think that how you're supposed to operate with your woman. They really believe this, dude. I'm not lying. They believe your girl is supposed to slut and whore herself out, and if anybody can take her, it's your fault. Like, not that you're supposed to protect, provide, and be a masculine man with integrity and character. Nope. Let her be a whore, and if she leaves you, then you didn't have enough aura.
Connie would continue to make content together, which I could only imagine caused Connie's boyfriend to grow a little bit of animosity towards Max. But eventually, there would come a time where Connie would be reacting to a video of Flight and Max 1v1ing in basketball, and she would just so happen to be talking to her boyfriend at the same time, who was also reacting to the video. And Max would hear about this through his chat, go over to Connie's live stream, and he would hear Connie's boyfriend talking about him.
Max would not drop me off.
I don't want to have to actually start trying and bust your boyfriend ass, because if I do, I'm going to need some mob toppy after. I promise on everything I love.
So listen to what he just said. This is crazy. And this is what they do. And what I mean by the craziness of it is they say the most disrespectful thing while they're on stream, but they don't say it to people's face. They don't have any integrity and character to say that to the man's face. But what he said is, if I beat your boyfriend in basketball, your girlfriend got to give me sexual favors. That's what he said. And imagine letting your girl hang around this dude that says something like that. And imagine being the man who would say something like that to a girl that's already taken. So it's just like total insanity. This is the world that these young men live in. And this is how they think you throw game at a girl. This is how they think you go and and get a girl's attention by saying weird stuff like this. This is what they do. Let me see if, did something happen?
And I want the nigga in the corner so he could get cucked out like Sneeko. Stop.
This is insane. What? Oh no, did my stream mess up? Give me a second, might come back. All right, my camera might be messing up. Let me see if we back. Integrity and character. Nope. Are we back? Nope, it's still acting up. Right, my camera might be messing up. Nope, it's still messing up. Give me a second here. Integrity and character. Nope. Are we back? All right, just let me check a second and see if I'm back. Because for some reason my camera just went out for no reason. Let's see if I can get it back. Second and see if I'm back. All right. All right, good. We're back. So, what we got going on here is there's simps on both sides. There's simps on both sides of the situation. One dude is a simp for letting his girlfriend go and get down like that and be around these dudes. The other dude is a simp for constantly trying to go after a girl that's not his girl. That's simp behavior, because all the other girl, if you was really that much of a player, if you was really that much of a pimp, if you was really that much of a dude who got game, who can get girls, why do you need to choose the one girl that's already with somebody? I never really liked that. Clavicular does that all the time too. I don't like that dude, because it's like, that's disrespect to another man. People have died for that. People have died because you know the girl is with a dude and you still go after a man. A real man can only tolerate so much disrespect. You know she with me and you keep still going after her. Now he's a simp for allowing this girl to be in these situations, but we've already addressed that. Hold up one sec. Now I gotta get everything situated again. All right. Here's what these young streamers do. There's one named Timmy. There's one named Timmy. And you can see the same type of weirdo behavior with each one of these young men. Each one of them. They follow the same playbook. In March 2026, Kick streamer Timmy was repeatedly harassed by a woman demanding luxury items like a Birkin bag during streams despite barely knowing her. She burdened him with requests, ignoring his discomfort, which viewers saw as an attempt to exploit his rising fame for personal gain. That's what it is. Why do you think she was comfortable acting like that? Because that's what these simp streamers do, and that's what they encourage other women to do and treat men. These streamers are often losers who got famous overnight. So when they get around women, they say, I'll just give you a Birkin bag. It's worth $20,000. And then will you sleep with me? And the girl like, yeah, make it 2 and I might. And they do it. What does that do for relationships with the girl's next boyfriend? She can go to Playboy Max or Timmy and demand a Birkin bag where he's still in college. He can't afford that. So it poisoned the water for everyone else. Let's see here.
15,000 times.
Let's look at this exchange because this is what it was talking about.
Blow you out like 15,000 times. You don't answer.
No,
Like,
for real.
where's my birthday?
You want to see how? No, I'm not capping about shit. Look,
What's tomorrow?
let me see. Tomorrow's like a Tuesday or something. Look,
Anybody working on a Tuesday?
we got 15.6K here. I'm telling you, I'm really that nigga, bro.
I didn't say you wasn't that nigga.
I just had to like
You gotta
confirm
prove it
that.
to me.
I just had to confirm
You
it.
gotta be him.
So she's in his face with utter boldness and demanding that she get a Birkin bag for being on stream with him. Demanding. And what does he say? Let's look and see what he says.
Blow you out like 15,000 times. You don't answer.
No,
Like,
for real.
where's my birthday?
You want to see how? No, I'm not capping about shit. Look,
What's tomorrow?
let me see. Tomorrow's like a Tuesday or something. Look,
Anybody working on a Tuesday?
we got 15.6K here. I'm telling you, I'm really.
Instead of telling her to go about her business and get out of his face and not tolerating that type of disrespect, he begins to brag about how many views he has. We got 15K watching. You should respect me. Please respect me. That's what they're teaching these young men. Instead of integrity, instead of character, instead of dignity, how many views do I have? Try to impress a girl with how much clout she can get off of being around you. And the girl learns easily, hey, this man ain't worth anything, so I should see what I can get out of him. Look at how they act.
Really that nigga, bro.
I didn't say you wasn't that nigga.
I just had to like
You gotta
confirm
prove it
that.
to me.
I just had to confirm
You
it.
gotta be him.
I'm really that nigga, bro. Who cares? You don't even have the strength to tell a girl to get out of your face. You ain't that nigga. I'm sorry to inform you, sir, but you are no longer and have never have been that nigga. If you can't even tell a girl, listen, I demand respect. You don't get to come on my stream and just tell me I better get you a Birkin bag. How much do a Birkin bag cost? Let's see. How much does a Birkin bag? Birkin bag price. There it is. All right, this is how much a Birkin bag cost. New Birkin bag retail price starts at $13,000, not hundred, $16,300, and that's the new one that came out January. The pre-owned ones cost $12,000. For common models, oh, what? Who would pay that much for a bag? Women surely should not be making choices in society. If you would pay that much for a doggone bag, a bag to hold other items, who would pay this much? Do y'all see this number? That's more than most people make in a year. What? All for clout. You better get me a Birkin bag. And he talking about he didn't say no. He said, I'm really that nigga. What type of world is this? What type of young men act like that? And keep in mind, he was talking about all the clout he has and how he has so many followers. He was talking about how much clout he got. That's what's important to him to say right now. Not, listen, I don't need to buy you anything. I've built my platform up for my purpose. Nope, none of that. Just these losers is straight up, who is watching these gooner boys, man? Now we're going to get to my favorite, Neon. Neon is the king of the simps. I thought I had a picture of him. Why did it not show a picture? Anyways, Neon. For those who don't know, you'll see him on the video. He's a little ugly Indian dude. I play Punjabi up in the lobby. I play Punjabi. He one of them type of dudes. And all he does is simp for every woman. That's all he does. As soon as they come around, I play Punjabi for you. That's all he do. He can't wait to buy a girl something. He's one of the most popular streamers, by the way. This is what he does. All he do is go around girls, have them around him. They twerk a little bit. He goes to the club. He makes a goofy face. He looks like a loser. He has no testosterone. This is the man they want your young men to be around girls, have them take advantage of you, go home, and do it again the next day. That's his whole life existence. In September 2025, and Twitch streamer Neon, known for his high-stake gambling streams, was allegedly manipulated by a woman. He called his new girlfriend into sending her $5,000 on stream so she can go clubbing with her friends. This is what they want young men to be. The most popular streamer, this young, little, skinny, bony, crackhead-looking boy, is the one. This is what they want him to show men, because make no mistake, he's been propped up. He's the leader. He's one of the highest paid, highest watched streamers there is. And he got a girl calling him, because all his girls that he got around him, you like, dude, there ain't no way you could ever get that girl if you was a regular dude. These girls is like OnlyFans girls. They be doing all types of goofy stuff. They would never go for a man like him. So they're only taking advantage of him for his money. He gets these girls around him. They will straight up cuck him every chance they get. It's a running theme. They take advantage of him. So he gets manipulated by his new girlfriend and sends her $5,000. Which one of you men can call a girl and say, send me $5,000, and she would do it? Look at this goofy behavior. Let's watch. I play Punjabi up in the lobby. So for those who don't know,
just send me
I've seen this girl before. Not in the way you think, because I know some people know who she is. I seen her on another podcast, and I didn't know what her name was. And she was dating that one popular other guy. I forgot his name. But come to find out, she's an adult film star. Now, I don't think this is Neon's girlfriend, but just look at this interaction. Let's just see what they display to young men. This is Neon, by the way. You can see he's built like a Greek warrior.
Just send me $500 right now on Zelle.
I hate when it does that. Get out of here. All right.
Just send me $500 right now on Zelle. Actually, 5,000. Why am I lowballing?
Let me look at you in the eyes real quick.
I have cute eyes.
All right, bet.
Okay, thank you.
What?
It's just my phone number on Zelle.
Okay.
Thank you.
Now, here's the thing. Yeah, I want to say a lot of this stuff is fake, but the fact that it's fake makes it even worse, because say he's not doing that in real life. Why is he displaying it to young men as this is how something they should do? Because he's an example for young men. They're watching him thinking, how do I operate with young, attractive women? What type of women do I want to be around? And keep in mind, he has young followers and he promotes gambling. He promotes OnlyFans girls, and he promotes adult actresses, because that's what she is. She's an adult actress. She's even above OnlyFans in degeneracy. And she says, send me 500. Matter of fact, just send me 5,000. And he looks at her and she says, and he looks and says, okay. What does that teach young men, dude? What? How is this material young men are watching? What do you learn from this? And people love this little ugly boy. They love him. They watch him every day religiously. Let's see. How much money does Neon make? Let's see, per year. Look at this dude. You see his face, you know. I'm sure he gets girls even if he wasn't rich, right? With that face. YouTube revenue. So, holy crap. $1.2 or $1.21 per 1,000 viewers, and he has over 270 million total viewers. And kick streaming, where he receives up to 95% of the revenue. So let's get to the bottom of it. Some viral videos claim he earns 10 million per year or 1 million monthly. These figures are unverified and likely exaggerated. Most credible sources include financial analysis platforms support that he makes 334K. That's a lot of money, dude, to go around and talk to loose women. That's a lot of money, man. And I think that's kind of lowballing it because even he talked about being a millionaire before. So I'm telling you. We can close this one. Let's see what else they have to say here.
I'm sending it in.
Nuh-uh, you're checking your text.
No, I'm not. I'm sending. Am I the method?
I'm waiting for the Zelle notification.
Okay.
So before she even responds to him, she says, I'm waiting for the Zelle notification. I'm not even going to talk to you unless you send me money. What does that do? Now, let's get into it. What exactly does that do? It perfectly preps men to be slaves to OnlyFans. That's what it does. I'm not even going to talk to you until I get the Zelle notification. It's teaching young men, if you want access, if you want a woman to even talk to you, an attractive woman to pay attention to you, pay her money. That's what you do. Perfectly prepping you to be a simp, an enslaved simp for the rest of your life. Neon, the king of simps. He can never, and here's another thing. They can never control their women. Never. They don't have any power in any relationship. You would think with all these millions of dollars they have, they would be able to be like, hey, when I'm on stream, you sit down, you shut up. This is how things are going to go. Nope. The example they put before young men is women just do whatever they want to do. I don't get to tell them anything. They just act a fool on stream. Let's look at this. Let's look at this because this is insane to me.
My talents to another.
First of all, what is this girl wearing? This is apparently his new girlfriend. Neon was left in shock after his new Latina girlfriend crashed out on a 9-to-5 worker for not allowing them to film. Let's look and see how she reacts when people say that they can't film in public and how he reacts to her reaction.
The gas station.
I know when it has. Well, fuck you.
Oh, wait, damn, no.
I'm sorry.
No, she didn't mean that. She didn't mean that.
I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it.
Come here, no, stop. Wait. No, don't be.
Fuck you.
No, don't be. Hold on, Dale, come here. Hold on, no, don't do that. Don't do that.
No, because what the.
So she's in a place where they asked her not to film, and instead of treating workers with respect, people who have a lot less money than them, what do they display? First of all, with the young lady. She says, F you. Why? Because they told her no, and she's never been told no in her life. F you. Sticks a middle finger up. F you for saying no to me. You don't say no to her. Now, what does he do? Oh no, she didn't mean that. She didn't mean that. I'm sorry on her behalf. Look at how he acts. This is what they want young men to be.
No, she didn't mean that. She didn't mean that.
I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. No, I didn't mean it.
Come here. No, stop. Wait. No, don't be.
Fuck you.
No, don't be. Come on, Daniela, come here. Don't, no, hold on. No, don't do that. Don't do that.
No, because
Oh my
what
God.
the fuck was this up?
Huh?
Oh, shit.
Oh,
Here.
okay. Don't say it. Come on. Hold on, wait, 1 second.
Fuck you.
No, stop.
You too.
Look at how that, look at how you treat people that's less, that you look at as less in society than you. I guess that's that Indian class system because he is Indian. You just allow your girlfriend to treat people that way and you still with her? You still date her? She still can do a stream with you? You didn't turn off the camera and say, get out of my sight. That's unacceptable for anyone who hangs with me. Nope. As a man, what they want you to do, as a young man watching this stuff, is say, oh, he's apologizing on her behalf, so he's good. He's doing the right thing. He's taking up and trying to take accountability. He's a good man. Little Neon tried to stop his girl from acting like that when she was getting a tad bit emotional. And he's a good guy. That's what they want you to think. Instead of a man taking control of the situation and saying, what did you say to that lady? Get out of me. Get out of here. Don't ever talk to me again. Because if you treat people like that, why would I ever want a relationship with a woman who could possibly bear my children treating people like that when they're just doing their jobs? I can't stand people like this, dude. And you know what I always hate? I'll be blaming the man when I see stuff like this in public. Because when I see stuff like this in public, and I often check it, I'm not going to lie. I'll check the dude and say, get your girl. Get your girl before you both get hurt. Because if she do something or say something like that to my loved ones and we out in public, guess whose head I'm going upside of? Yours. For allowing her to get like that, for being with a woman like that without checking her and letting this rabid dog go out in public and treat people like trash. You allowed that. As a man, we have to hold other men accountable. You got an unruly woman that you chose not to dump and bring around, and now she disrespecting everybody. You get your hands put on you. You shouldn't have never allowed that. But this is what they want young men to be. Nobody can restrain her.
No, stop. No, be nice. Stop. Say sorry. No. Stop. You can't just do that.
Wearing a little thought outfit when she built like a 6-year-old. And this is what I get mad at. Is like they get to go around and disrespect everybody, but I'll be wrong if I say something like that.
You can't just do that. Danielle, you can't just do that.
No, because she was so rude for what?
Yeah, but you can't just tell a grown lady, fuck you. That's not cool.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can. When
All right.
So nobody can tell her anything. This is the type of girls you hang around. Instead of saying unruly women are not welcome around me, nope. They can yell F you to regular workers, people that deserve respect. And guess what? He still has followers. That's the thing that should baffle you. She still has followers, I bet. A bunch of young men that were simping and probably looking at her OnlyFans because of these goofy outfits she's wearing that look like a wrestling singlet. Instead of being a person deserving of respect and saying only people of integrity can be around me, they know that it gets clicks when you can be disrespectful. You got to understand how these people think. Any publicity is good publicity. They know, and he knows this woman is rude. He knows this girl is rude. He knows she's a piece of trash human being. He chooses to bring her around because of that reason, because he knows as soon as she snap out on somebody, it's going to get him clicks. And that's what they want young men to be. They want them to worship clout instead of having integrity and character. Where am I? Oh, maybe not. So let's continue here. Here's another one. And this is a popular streamer too. And it's all about a fake toughness. Let's look at this and then we'll analyze it because you'll understand what I'm saying after you see it. Look at this. This dude is named Oblivion. He's super popular. Another big streamer. Let's see what he says and what happens here. So you got this OnlyFans girl. I'm sure she's on OnlyFans. I can bet my money on it. Either that or some type of selling your looks on social media because look what she's wearing and look how she's shaped, right? So you got a girl who's somewhat pretty and she got to show her body off because she's not dressing modest. We talked about that on the last show. And so you got this Oblivion. Oblivion tried calling out a guy for checking out his girl. What? When your girl is dressed like this, men will check her out. If you didn't want them to check her out, how about you tell her to dress modestly? If you was a real man, you would be able to do that. These little boys don't have that type of power over their women. They can't tell their women nothing because they're little boys. Let's look.
Bet. You ready? Where are you gonna buy a new phone too or no?
I'll see.
What's up with you? Yo, my boy. Hey, lady. By the way, he was looking at her ass. Yeah? Quit look.
First of all, who cares? You go out with a girl dressed like that in skin tight clothes from top to bottom, and you want to check somebody because they looked at her? She wore that to be looked at. Now she acting all surprised. I didn't know I was a whore. Yeah, you did. You knew you was dressed. Look at how she's dressed. And then some people, well, you can't judge people. Yeah, yes, I can. Yes, I can. This is a Christian channel. We talk about the standards of Christian morality and modesty that I hold Christians to. Now, I don't know if she's a Christian, but she ain't dressed like one. She ain't dressed like one. So let's look. He calls a man out, expecting that man ain't going to press him right back.
Looking on some real shit. Chill with that.
Chill with what? Looking at your girl when she's dressed like that? Knowing he ain't tough.
What happened?
What? No, I'm just saying, just respect women. You don't gotta be staring.
What? You gotta respect yourself. This is a lesson for the ladies. You cannot go in skin-tight outfits out to a public place and expect people just not to even look at you. Sometimes they might be looking at you because they say, this is unacceptable. They might be looking at you for that reason. You never know. If you don't want to be looked at and stared at, how about you dress modestly?
Who you talking to?
Huh? I'm not talking to no one, bro.
Don't walk up on me.
No.
Oh, now you getting pressed. Because he said, who you talking to? They didn't expect him to come back over. And now it's like 10. It's like 4 of him and his boys. They don't look so hard no more. Now they looking around like, oh, no, we didn't expect him to come back. This is a grown man you dealing with. You didn't expect him to walk back over here. You thought you was going to get a clip. And that wasn't nobody going to do nothing. Now he came back. And you looking like, oh, watch how his voice changed. Watch.
Confused.
That's how you should have been.
Yeah.
Huh?
You should say
It should have been what?
compliment.
She can say something.
Nah.
She
I'm just letting you know.
You let me know shit.
A grown ass man, you're a child. Stay in a child.
Okay.
Exactly. You a child, stay in a child's place. I'm just letting you know. He was loud a second ago. A second ago, he was like, don't be looking at my girl. Now he came back over here and he got all, I'm just letting you know, please don't, I don't want any problems, good sir.
Okay.
Okay. Have a nice day.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's all good.
That's cool. Now watch, this is the part I hate. And this is what these young men do. When he gets far enough away, watch what happens.
It's all good. Yeah, I know it's good. Huh?
That's all we were saying. Is
Okay then, for sure.
something to get mad about. Something to
Okay, that's fine. Maybe you need a BBL too.
What's that?
Nothing, bro.
Nothing, bro. You said something slick when they're walking away. All these young men act this way. I'm telling you, I've seen their streams. I've seen how they act. They all act this way. The dude is in your face and you're like, oh, no, there's no problem. There's no problem here, sir. Can I shine your shoes before you walk away? They have no problem in your face. And as soon as you start walking away, oh, yeah, that's what I thought. I hate that type of man because that's not a real man. I have been raised, and I've raised my sons. If you're going to fight for something, stand on it. I don't care if it's 10 dudes against you and your girl. If you got to fight, if you even got to die for your honor, sometimes you got to do that. Now, yes, you choose your fights. You don't just die on every hill. Yes, if a dude pull a gun out, you don't just say, well, I'm going to stand here and get killed. I understand it. But I'm saying, first of all, if you're going to take something and say this is disrespect that I'm willing to stand on, don't just stand on it to impress your friends. Actually take it there when the dude wants to take it there. He came back to your face. You did nothing. You had your chance. You got all your boys around you, but you sounded like a church mouse when he was in your face. This is not a man. This is not how men should operate. But this is what they want young men to be.
Keep talking.
Oh my gosh.
Why you keep
Look, see, now he making him come back. And now he like, oh my gosh, he coming back again. That bad man back again. Why don't you shut up? Because you know you're not that tough. These streamers all act this way. None of them are tough. None of them have been in a fight in real life. None of them will do anything. But yet they talk so much to get a clip out of you, to get some streaming content. This is how they act.
I wish my son was here, homie.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, for sure.
For sure. This is how they act, dude. And it's like, yo, these little kids, when they act this way, they're teaching other young men, you don't actually have to be about what you say. You can just try to say something disrespectful when somebody walks away and still maintain your integrity. Still be a tough guy. No, you can't. I hate saying back in my day, but it used to be that when you check somebody and they walk up to your face, you have to throw hands. It used to be that way. You don't just walk up to you would even say, dude, don't walk up on me. Because you walk up on me, you know what time it is. Now young men can just yell in your face, and then when you get in their face, oh, it's all good, it's all good. Then when you walk away, oh, and that's what I thought. And then you come back and they say, oh, it's all good. It's all... What? And then if you hit them, you in the wrong. Stand on what you believe. They never back it up, dude. Let's look at this clip. This is what they want young men to be. Look at this bull crap.
Bro, she needs serious saving.
This is what your boy Neon is back again. He's back at it again. Let's read this caption. Neon claims he can save Daniela Rivera, that same girl we seen wilding out before, the same way he turned Sam Frank from an OF girl into a God-fearing woman. He thinks he can save these whores. He thinks that's what he was put on the world to do. Look, this is a quote from the video. God put me here for a reason, to help these girls who need saving. Let me teach you all young man a lesson. If a girl needs saving, you ain't the savior, Jesus is. And if she don't choose to submit to Jesus Christ, you ain't about to do nothing. Don't save these girls. You see whores on Only, I love her. No, you're a simp. You fell into her trap, her snare. In Proverbs, it talks about the loud, obnoxious, wayward woman and how she lays a snare out for a stupid, simple-minded man. I should pull up the verse because y'all probably think I'm exaggerating. The stupid, simple-minded man is caught in the foolish woman's snare. That's what these men are. You stay away from a loose woman, but he gonna save her. Look, listen what he said.
I say we save her, bro. She needs serious saving, and I can do it, bro. She needs some serious saving, bro. And when it's done, we just move on, bro. But I can be the one, bro. I believe in myself, bro. I believe in myself and my powers and my capabilities, bro. I know what I can do, bro. I can change someone's life, bro. God put me here on this earth for a reason, bro. To help these girls, man. I'm telling you, chat, I can do it, bro. I just need some time. Give me a month. Max 2 months. Let me put my fucking cape on. This is the worst prospect we've seen.
Here's the thing, y'all. Even if he's joking, because he might be exaggerating a little bit, because he knows he has that reputation of saving these hoes. He might be exaggerating. But there are young people that are watching us saying, yeah, you can save her. Maybe I should save the girl down the street who's been with the whole basketball team. These young men don't have enough discernment to determine whether he's joking or not. They think this is what you do when you see an attractive girl. And he's done it before, so I know he ain't joking that much. With the girl Sam Frank, that was his previous girlfriend. And here's the thing Sam Frank was doing. She was refusing to sleep with him, but having an OnlyFans. Now make that make sense. She was showing her butthole online to strange men, but yet wouldn't sleep with him. Now here's some people get mixed up. I'm not saying she should be sleeping with people, because I don't think a degenerate culture is anything that I want to promote as a Christian man. But what I'm saying is, if she's going to be a degenerate, why does she not be a degenerate with you? Because she's not attracted to you, and she's manipulating you, and she's using you for your resources. And that's what they want young men to do for women. They want you to give up your resources, give up your time and attention, and be the regular old simp to promote these type of women. You in society are to be a workhorse. Work yourself at your factory job to the bone. Give your money to loose women so that they, who have no other use of society, can live a good life. Without marriage, without her having any duties, without her having to do anything like respect you or listen to your word, she can do what she want to do, and you go work so that her life can be simple. That's what they want. And if you don't see that that's what they want, you're an idiot, because these young men are promoting this to young men. This is how they act. This is what they preach.
Since I don't even know what. This is the worst prospect I've seen in my life. This is a #1 draft pick. This is insane. I say we save her, bro. She needs serious.
This is what he does. He's a super simp. This is the effect that these streamers have on this generation. We got more. We got more. Look at this goofy stuff. I want to show y'all something. I play Punjabi for you. I want to show y'all. Look, some of y'all reading it before. Look. So the wife and I were discussing the toggle nudity option the other day. Because here, and this is why I want to read this, just to give a little bit of before we get into this. These are the young men that this society with these type of streamers produce. Let's read. So I tell her about it, how you can toggle nudity on and off. And she says to me, I would turn it off. Well, I mean, I guess, unless. And I say, unless what? And so help me, she says, and this is the honest truth, she says, well, can I see Keanu naked? And I just thought it was the most adorable thing ever. I had to tell her, from everything that I know about the game, that no, she probably would not see Keanu's character naked. Dead. Hey, she says to me, well then, yeah, I'm gonna turn the no nudity on. I love my wife. I love my wife. She's lusting after another man. I love my wife. She just told me she would rather F Keanu Reeves. I love my wife. What is wrong with these men, dude? Somebody explain to me. Answer me. I'm going to find that. I'm going to find this clip. The answer me clip. Oh my gosh, where Tay Rock is talking to. This is how I feel.
Shut up.
Y'all, you know what y'all try to do?
Shut up.
Y'all try to get me to the where
guess what?
I put hands on y'all,
Guess
and
what?
now they want to take the battle away.
You're not gonna ever put hands on me.
Don't- don't keep talking.
You would
Don't
never.
don't-
You would never, ever.
Listen,
You would never, ever, nigga.
I'm a grown man.
Yo,
bro.
why is the top of your head tan?
I'm a grown man.
You tanned your fucking
I'm a
head?
grown man,
Is
my
that
nigga.
spray tan? Did somebody spray tan that? Answer me.
Answer me. I need to know. I need to know where these dudes coming from.
Did somebody spray tan that? Answer me.
Answer me. Somebody explain where these dudes are coming from. Now I gotta find the next. Oh, here's another one. These are the type of men that is producing. I kid you not. These are the stories coming up from Reddit. Now, you could say maybe somebody making this up, but I'm telling you, I've talked to these young men who watch these stream and stuff, and they are simp behavior. This is the type of men that are coming out of that generation. My partner just had sex with someone else for the first time ever, and I am overwhelmed with joy. I gotta read it in a simp voice. Let me see if I got a simp voice. We've been together since high school. We've talked about this for a year. I was more reluctant. After lots of long, heavy talks. Who says heavy talks? You know he gay. And some soul searching, I started facing my insecurities and codependency. Ooh, he talked like a F-A-G-G-O to the T. What is insecurities and codependency? Men don't even use that language. Sunday was her first date with another guy. I felt so happy for her. And tonight she had sex with him. Oh, the joy! I was more nervous for what my reaction would be afterwards. But when she came to the house, those worries melted away. It felt great to bask in her glow. What? These dudes is zesty to the max. To the max. There's not enough zest in the world to get me to ever communicate like this. Bask in her glow? That's not glow, sir. That's a man's... Let me not do it. I am overflowing with joy. There will be work to be done, and not an easy time, but man, this feels good. I'm so excited for this new journey and this chapter in our lives. What? This is the young men that are coming out of Neon's streams. This is the type of man it produces. What? I gotta go and fight somebody just to wash this off of me. I gotta go hunt a dangerous animal just to get the simpness off of me. I can't believe men like this exist. Let me see here. Hold on. We got some. Man, it's like no wonder the red pill is taking off. No wonder they keep trying to take it down because it's growing so much. Now, I got my disagreements with the red pill. A lot of it is promoting degeneracy. But there's some things the red pill teaches that are absolutely true. And I hate to have to say that being a Christian man myself and believing in Christian ethics, but it's just this type of stuff. Regular men read this and they're like, I would rather die than be that. And I'm not gonna lie. I would too. I would rather die than become a man like this. The Democrat Party keep pushing these type of dudes and say, this is who you guys should be. I would rather die than end up like this dude. And in the most excruciating ways, if I woke up and this was who I am. All right, so this, remember I talked about the Jack Doherty guy. This is where this comes from. Oh, no. All right, whatever. He was running into people and doing, if you could, why did it not let me show it? All right, so anyways, we'll go to the next one. This is who they want you to be. Now look at this. Look at this. I gotta turn off this music. It says, Broly really sent his girl on a girls' trip dressed like this. So she's hugging her man. What's gonna happen next? Hugging. She's going on a trip. Oh, she's with the girlies. Oh, now she's back to her man. Oh, magic. She's a whore again. And he's waving goodbye. Yeah, you better wave goodbye because you ain't gonna see her again. She's out with Clavicular and the boys. Look at how she's dressed. And we talk about modesty, and Christian women really have a problem with this. This is what you want men to be looking at. So if she was bending over or just doing regular activities, dancing around in front of your man for his attention, you would think this outfit was appropriate. Just the outfit. You would think that's cool. Look at how it's cut. Cheeks all out. And most women will say, no, she's just having fun. She's just living life. Nothing wrong. I don't see anything wrong with it. Meanwhile, he waving goodbye, knowing he finna cry alone because Clavicular got his girl. Look at this simp. He should have never been a part of that. And this is like, a lot of girls do this too. They will disrespect their man out in the open to the 10th degree to see if he's gonna push back. This was a test for you, young man, to see if you're not gonna sit there and wave like the world's biggest simp. But to see if you're gonna be like, nah, don't be doing that. If you go out to this trip, you go to that trip dressed like that, don't come back. Don't come back. That's what you're supposed to do. But is that what they did? No, that ain't what he did. Let's see the next one. Look at this. This is a type of men they want you to be. Who knows about? They just came out with a documentary. Lewis and the gang came out with a documentary about toxic masculinity in the manosphere. And I want you to read not what the documentary is about, but what does the caption say? This is the men they want you to be. When I say Satan loves weak men, he absolutely does. Somebody said, Satan doesn't love it. Shut up. You know what I mean. He loves weak men. As a father of teenage boys, Lewis's film, because I can never pronounce his last name right, Lewis's film had me quivering behind the sofa. What type of weak man would even utter those words out his mouth? Answer me! What type of weak man would be quivering behind the sofa after watching a documentary. What type of weak man? Why do y'all be allowing these people to be around here? Why do y'all allow them to exist? The manosphere, sorry, the Nova says the manosphere is cringe. Absolutely, in plenty places it is. Like, you got people like Coach Greg Adams. Ugh, shut up, dude. Like, I do not like some of these people. Even Myron with some of this lame stuff he be saying sometime, and especially Fresh. Ugh. But anyways, do they say some true stuff? Yes. When it analyzes women's behavior that people don't want to talk about, that's where you get some points. But can the manosphere be cringe? Yes. But look at even more cringy is a father of teenage boys saying the film had me quivering behind a sofa. The documentary maker's first feature-length efforts for Netflix is a terrifying look inside the manosphere. What type of man is scared of another man? It ain't no other man on this planet that scares me. Better yet, a documentary where he ain't even in the same room as me. I'm supposed to be. These dudes is so lame, man. They make me sick. As a man, you ain't supposed to show no fear, especially when you got 3 young men you raising. Let's look at this. I want to show y'all something. This is the type of men they want you to be. Here, I'm gonna show y'all this. Watch this. Yeah, I gotta turn it up. Wait, give some context here. Say you're a crossbow hunter without saying you're a crossbow hunter. But look at what the husband does when a fly enters the room.
And turns out to be there, that's going to be correct. And that will.
He done ran and left his wife to fend for herself. Just listen to this scream and imagine that type of man coming to his church and saying, I don't understand why my wife doesn't want to sleep with me anymore. Listen to his scream. What type of man is that? Now, it might be fake. The video might be fake, but look at her reaction. Her reaction doesn't seem that fake. I don't know why they would be filming themselves sitting down. That's the first indication that it might be fake. But let's look and see. The reason why I think it's real because I do see something flying. It might be a big bug or something. But look at how he's acting. It is something flying in there. So I tend to think this video is real. And I've seen men act like this before. He said the way the camera moved, Nova said, yeah, it could be fake. You are very right. It might be fake. But I've seen men act like that before and leave their wife. It was another video. And it was this video of this dude and his girl. And I know this one was real because I saw, just trust me, I know this one was real. And I saw somebody pull out a weapon and the dude ran off and left his girl in the background to deal with the dude with the weapon. That's the type of men they want, man. Imagine your wife after that situation and you wondering why she's not attracted to you. And here's the other thing. Say it is fake. They broadcasted this like it was real, so he doesn't mind his sons. He doesn't mind other people that know him thinking that this is real. So yeah, that's just whack, dude. Like, is whack behavior and should not be named amongst men. Look at this. I want y'all to look at this comment. And I saw this on X, and I saw this. Nova says, has Amarath divorced her husband yet? I don't think so. They have fights every other week for drama, so who knows? But look at this comment. And I put, what a simp R to the tard. Let's read this. This is what this young lady said on her post right here. In a world full of old F models, be a woman of God instead. And I agree with that. I didn't like her thing, but let's see. I agree with that. John Moon responds, John Moon. Why do you imply that OF girls cannot deep down desire to be a woman of God, but maybe, just maybe, they never knew how to live and survive without selling themselves? That's what this man said. No responsibility for the woman. No, John Moon. That's simp talk. That's weak man behavior to not hold women accountable. Imagine if we replace that with a drug dealer. Why do we imply that drug dealers cannot deep down desire to be men of God, but maybe, just maybe, they never knew how to live and survive without selling drugs? Would we allow that? Would we allow that, John Moon? That's simp talk. Hold women accountable. Be a man. Don't allow bad behavior. He said he chopped. He is a tad bit chopped. And maybe that's why he feel like he got to act like that. Maybe he feel like he got to act like that because a lot of these weak dudes, they simp for women because they think that's the only way they can go. They know they're not tough. They know they're not strong. They know they don't be in the weight room. They know they're not fit. They know they got no charisma. So they think they're going to sneak their way in. I'm going to trick my way into in between her legs. It ain't going to work. Because deep down, even the most feminist women still want a real man. And they don't understand that. They think they're going to go to a slut walk with a girl and she's going to sleep with him afterwards. That she's going to just trip and fall into him. No, it don't work like that. Men want women and women want real men. And I'm tired of Christian men not standing on that. They teach men a disservice by telling them, just be nice. No, that's only part of it. Being nice only works when a woman is actually attracted to you. You could be as nice as you want if you an ugly type dude. Nobody gives a crap. They don't care you nice. You got to be a man on your purpose. You got to be strong. Exhibit what makes a man a man. Strength, competence, leadership, courage. Then you're going to start seeing women say, ooh, who is that guy? They don't give a crap if you nice. Are you serious? And we need to stop teaching these lies. We need to stop teaching these lies. As a Christian man, don't lie to young men and tell them, just be nice and you'll find a nice girl. No, that's not how it works. Be a man. So we get this, and just to wrap this up, you guys, looking at what we looked at with Playboy Max, how society manipulates young men to be weak losers using male streamers. You got to understand that these are things that the church does not understand yet. When they see streamers, you talk to the average churchgoer, over 50-year-old pastor or deacons, they don't know what a streamer is. They don't know that these kids, every kid in their congregation that's under 15-year-old know who Kai Cenat is. But they don't know. And so you need to be the go-between to explain to them the culture. I read books, the books of the Bible where Paul is addressing the culture of Corinth. He studied it. He knew. He knew what they were going through. He said These people are lazy gluttons. These people are known as liars, but you have not done that. He said that in the word of God. This is their culture. This is what they do. Don't be like them. Matter of fact, in the book of Corinthians, one of the reasons why he was addressing the sexual morality that happened in Corinth is because it was a normal thing. Corinth was known for that. Corinth was known to have temples where people would engage in prostitution as a form of worship to their gods. This was the culture. He studied the culture. We as Christians got to know what's going on in the culture. We sit up here and we tell men, oh, just do what you've done for the last 50 years without recognizing what's going on in the culture. And then they come and they bring us a problem. We just say, well, just love your wife. Just love her out of it. No, we have to give them the entire word of God, that the Bible has a standard for women, a standard for men. And if you don't live by that, your life will be difficult. Your wife will be disobedient. You don't have masculine frame like Joshua did. As he said, as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. There is no option. People get around here and they think the most Christian thing you can do is be nice and be soft and teach men how to be simps. Instead of a warrior mentality that my wife is supposed to come alongside me as I pursue my purpose in God. I'm not waiting for her. It's a sin for me to follow her if I know I'm supposed to be a leader. I'm going to say that again for those simps in the back. Well, I'm just waiting for my wife to get on board. I'm just going to, pray about it till she gets on board, and then we'll go do what we know is right. No, it's a sin for you to follow your wife when you're supposed to be the leader. That doesn't mean she can't have no say. But you are supposed to be the one to make the final decisions. You're the leader. Stop letting the world trip you up and think that their way is better than God's way. People talk about, well, we've got different ways to discipline our kids other than spanking. The Bible says, spare the rod, spoil the child. That's from Proverbs. The Bible even says, beat your child with a rod. He will not die. It says that exactly. He said, he won't die. It says, foolishness is bound to the heart of the child, but the rod of correction drives it far from him. But yet we over here believe in all these therapists and, well, we got a better way of doing things and we're not so prehistoric as we used to be. And shut up. Get that weak stuff out of your house. I know I can't trust a man when he does not discipline correctly, when he doesn't run his household. I'm not saying you got to beat your kids half to death. I'm not even saying you got to use a rod. That's just an example. I'm saying you got to enact some discipline when your kids running around doing whatever they want to do. When your wife talk to you any which way, you don't run your house. You're not a man to me. How can I respect a man when he don't control his own house? The place where you should have the most power, the most authority, the most respect, and you can't even tell your kids to shut up and sit down because they'll pour some water out right in the floor in front of all the guests. Sounds very specific. Sounds oddly specific. But y'all know what I'm talking about, man. You can't even respect some of these dudes because they ain't got no respect in their own house. Then they want to come to work and be bossing stuff around. Like, dude, your wife just told you to sit down and shut up, and then you're going to come tell me to have this done by 8. No, dude, get up out of here. I don't buy it, sir. You got to have control of your own household. That's pretty much all I got for today. If you guys got any questions, I tried to write down some weird stuff. I know, like, people at the end of the stream always had, like, weird stuff they want to talk about. But like, remember we was talking about how weird horse girls are and anime girls, and we was talking about how let's talk about some weird dudes. What makes a dude super weird? What is he into that you just can't be friends with him? I'll tell you one, and this is my main one. This is what makes me not want to be friends with a dude. And this is no joke. This is not something I just came up with. This is something I know. And when I see a dude is into this, I can't trust him. If you are a dude and you're sexually aroused by feet, you can't be trusted. I don't know what happened to you as a child. I don't know what type of weird stuff you've been into to see somebody's feet. And I'm talking about just the foot. the crusty toes wiggling and worming around, and you get aroused by that, you can't be trusted. Now, here's what I'm not saying. I'm not saying you as a man can't say, oh, her feet are cute. She got her nails done. She got a pedicure. That's different. But to just simply look at a woman's foot, you can't be trusted. That's a weird type dude right there. Something is off. He's into other weird stuff, no doubt. No man can be trusted when he's into feet. If you could just, I've heard OnlyFans girls selling feet pics. Who's buying that? Where's my answer me thing? Answer me! Who's buying that? You ought to be ashamed of yourself. What else? What other type of dudes is super weird? Any dude who's obsessed with children's cartoons as a grown man. And I'm not talking about anime. I'm not even talking about like the old Batman. That was fire. Or like the old Spider-Man or none of that stuff. I'm talking about My Little Pony or Dora the Explorer or Arthur. All those PBS weirdo shows like kid shows. No, man, you diddle. You are a diddler, sir. You cannot be into no Dora the Explorer as a man and you 30 plus years old, even above 20. You 30 plus years old and you into Dora the Explorer? You into My Little Pony? You ought to be beaten to death. Straight up. I can't accept it. You into some weirdo, that's some weird child diddling stuff. Because why would you? And you know what? Some of these dudes they call bronies. I found the community. They're into it so much that they be pretending they dating these little anamorphic creatures. What would attract you to a children's character? You ought to be beaten within half an inch of your life, and then the most humongous slingshot should sling you to the moon. And you should just go around the Earth's orbit. Your dead body should go around the Earth's orbit as a testament to anybody else who want to be that weird. Some people should just be gathered up. I'm not going to say it because I'm probably going to get my channel taken down when I talk about all the violent things you could do. What other men are weird? Just absolutely weird, into weird stuff. There's a lot of things that bring weirdness out. You know, like, I don't know. You like dudes who, I'm going to say something. No, I can't say that one. I'm trying to think, man. It's some type of collections people have where any grown man who collect dolls, I'm not talking about toys and action figures. That's okay to a certain extent. But any man who is into like porcelain dolls, girls who are into that is weird too, but a man? Something is wrong. You're a diddler. P. Diddly diddler. Like you can't, there's no way to get out of that one. You check his hard drive, FBI open up. So yeah, that's some weird dudes. And you can't trust those type of men. What I'll say is, before we close out, thank you guys for watching. Next, I'm going to try to break down Clavicular and why he's an actual example of a manifestation of the final form of a feminist man. I really believe that too. Clavicular, those who don't know, is a looksmaxer guy, very sharp young man, getting very, very, very popular really, really quickly. Been on Pierce Morgan, all types of other stuff. He is definitely the final result of what feminism has done to men. And I'll explain that on the next show. Or maybe it might be on a Monday show where I can do it on my own. All right, you guys. Thanks for joining me. Peace out.